I believe being pretty is a feeling. It's your confidence, your kindness, your morals, your manners. It goes so much deeper than just physical attributes. If anything, it's a mindset. I've perfected a routine with several different steps that leads me to have this pretty mindset. So without further ado, here's how I look pretty, how I feel pretty, how I am pretty 24/7. It's all about routines for me, so that means that I have a consistent morning and night skincare routine curated with multiple different products that work really well for my skin. This is arguably one of the most important parts in my routine because I found if I don't have a good base, if my skin isn't super moisturized, almost everything else is thrown off. I've tried so many different products in the last couple years, and I think I've finally found this like 4 or 5 product combo that really works well for me, and it works well under my makeup. And then on days when I'm not wearing makeup, it just makes me look extra glowy and like awake and alive, and I absolutely love this routine. So first things first, normally I take a shower every morning and I'll let my pores open up from the steam. So typically my face is already wet and I go right in with my cleanser. I use the Nourish Max Green Goddess Jelly Petal Facial Cleanser, and this is extremely gentle but still makes me feel clean, which I feel like a lot of gentle cleansers fail to do, but like no, after I use this, my skin literally feels like, okay, there's nothing on it. I love it. So on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go in with a Vanity Planet cleanser brush just to get some extra exfoliation, but I only do this 3 times a week. I try not to overdo it because I don't want to mess up my skin barrier, which I've done before and it sucks, so I don't do it that often. Next, I go in with 2 products. So firstly, I use the Drunk Elephant Bee Hydra Intensive Hydration Serum. This is to hydrate and illuminate my skin, and it makes such a big difference. And then I mix this with the e.l.f. Super Hydrate Moisturizer. I love this moisturizer because it's like a gel consistency. My only problem with it is it runs out very quickly. This serum makes you glowy, and then this is a water base, so it's super hydrating. And I just do 2 squirts of this, and then I dip into this a couple times. I use a lot of this, but it's really worth it. After I rub it in, I also always like to pat it in, and then while I'm letting it sit, this is normally when I'll brush my teeth and just let it really marinate on the skin before I go in with my next moisturizer. Until I found this routine, I never did multiple moisturizers, but it seriously does make such the difference. And I don't know if this just means I need better makeup or if my skin is just extra dry, but when I only use one moisturizer, I feel like my under eyes crease a lot. I can like see the makeup sitting on my skin, but when I do extra moisturizer and like my base is very like flawless, that's when I feel like my makeup sits the best. So then I go in with the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Double Repair Matte Moisturizer for oily and combination skin. Because the 2 products I just put on are so extremely moisturizing, I think it works really well to throw this matte one on top, and then together it creates this like sheen, glowy, but also mattified, but also not like a sweaty look, which is exactly what I'm going for. So I just use a tiny bit of this, not too much, and rub it in just like I did the rest of it. I really love the way these products make my skin look, and then I take it one step further and I use sunscreen. I use the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen, and this is SPF 40. This is very important. Even on days when I sometimes miss my skincare routine, I'm always putting sunscreen on. I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes my nighttime skincare routine doesn't get done as thoroughly as it should, but just like the morning routine, when I don't do this, I do really see a big difference in my skin. So I'm trying to keep up with it. I'm trying to be very consistent. To take off my makeup, I use the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. I've been using this for years now, and I will never switch. Nothing ever gets my makeup off this good, and I also use a washcloth to really make sure I'm scrubbing it all off. Okay, my face is all red, but I'm very clean. I am gonna go in with the same cleanser that I use in the morning just to do a double cleanse. After I cleanse, I have 2 different products that I interchange depending on the day of the week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I use the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. After I use it, when I wake up in the morning, my skin does feel softer, my pores are smaller, but long term, I don't know if this is gonna make the hugest difference. I will keep you updated though in my regular vlogs. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've been putting these on a little cotton round and just pressing it into my skin. But then every other day of the week, I've been using this La Roche-Posay Glycolic B5 Serum, and this is a dark spot corrector. This stuff is very powerful. I've been using this for maybe like 2-3 months now, so my skin has built a tolerance to it, but you still have to be very careful with it, and you have to moisturize extra so your skin doesn't dry out. Just like my morning routine, I like to let this sit in before I put the moisturizer on top. So this is typically when I'll brush my teeth, put my retainers in, and like really wind down, settle in for the night. And then I go in with this peptide moisturizer from the Inkey List. I have been really liking this product, but I actually am going to switch over to a more like hydrating, moisturizing one, similar to what I would use in the morning, but I'm going to try to find like a night one. I'm thinking I might start using the Desi Perkins moisturizing one. I have to do some more research. When I wake up in the morning, my skin feels super moisturized. I know it's a little red right now because I just put on all those products, but it calms down in like 5 minutes, if that. So that is my night skincare routine. At least once a year, sometimes more, sometimes less, but at least once a year, I always switch up my products, but the one thing that stays consistent with my curly hair routine is only washing my hair once a week. That's right, once a week. My curly hair girls, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've been using these same products for about the last 6 months, and I've really seen a big difference in how my hair lasts, how it curls, how much frizz I have, all of that. So I've really been loving this current hair care routine. So for my shampoo slash cleanser, I use DevaCurl Curl Bond, and then I also go in with this scrubby brush that I got on Amazon and just make sure that I'm really working in the product, make sure I'm removing all the buildup, anything that might have been growing in this last week. And then after I shampoo, I divide my hair into sections to intentionally get product on every single inch of my hair. Once my hair is all divided up, I go in with conditioner, and this is the matching one to the cleanser that I use. And I use conditioner, not leave-in conditioner, not a serum, literally just conditioner, the same one you would use in the shower. I use it as leave-in. This is actually something new that I added in about 6 months ago. I was advised by my hairstylist at home in New York to do it this way. I just take a little bit, rub it in, and I intentionally have it in these certain sections so that I can get every little inch and strand of hair, and I go all the way up to the root and just comb it through. Make sure I'm lathering the section before I go in and finger detangle it. Once the section's fully saturated, I like to just jiggle the curls like this to kind of break them up a little bit. The curls are still gonna be clumpy right when you're done drying, but this is a good way to kind of avoid that. So I clump it up and then I scrunch it up. Next, I'm going in with the Miss Jessie's Jelly Soft Curls. This is a gel, but it's not gonna make your curls crunchy, which is something that I really like to avoid. The curls are just bouncy and fluffy, but not frizzy. It's like the perfect hold. I love it. So I just put a little bit of this in my hands. I don't use that much, only having this much. I do a quick little all over in my palm, and then I go through and just like scrape it over the curls. Just give enough that the hair is gonna stay down, the hair is gonna stay in place, but I'm still gonna get this non-frizzy look. And that's it. That's literally all I do for my curls. So here's what my hair looks like, completely dried. I did not do anything to it. I haven't fluffed it, pulled it, literally nothing. As you can see, up here is kind of flat, and then it just does its thing. But the way that I make this work for my everyday, first I just scrunch it up at the root, really just trying to make this part not flat. Do a lot of flipping over too. Also some pieces I'll go through and just pull the curls apart. I did a pretty good job yesterday. They weren't all clumpy. Normally I feel like my hair is way more clumped than this, but this is doing pretty good today. But this is what my hair typically will end up looking like for my day one hair. While those are things that physically make me feel pretty, as I said at the beginning of this, being pretty is definitely a mindset. Reading is one of my favorite pastimes, and I've come across a couple books that have really helped me with my confidence, helped me feel better about myself, helped me done some soul searching, just things that have encapsulated being pretty, but all into a book. I have 3 books here and 1 honorable mention. All of these has something to do with finding yourself, finding confidence, curating relationships with other women in your life, curating relationships just in general, romantic love, platonic love, literally all of that. All 3 of these cover, which is why I love them so much. First one we have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This is basically a collection of stories about her life. Everything from childhood best friends to relationships with her parents to navigating relationships and breakups and moving. And actually, I think I'm gonna read this again because this really did have such a huge effect on me and my confidence and just how I moved through the world. So love this one. Then we have Choosing Me Before We, Every Woman's Guide to Life in Love by Christine Arlo. I think a huge part about feeling confident is knowing that you have your own back, knowing that any situation you go into, whether it be romantic, platonic, something as simple as walking to the grocery store, like whatever the case may be, I think it's such a huge thing to know that you have your own back and that no matter what, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be good because you have yourself and because you have that confidence, and that is something that this book super emphasizes. This one is a little more self-helpy. We have The Confidence Effect by Grace Killelea. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. This is a great book about networking, as you can see from the title, about being confident, and just the changes you go through when you feel so good within yourself that you don't feel the need to bring other women down or to feel like everything is just an attack against you, and how to not take things so personally. So love this book too. Seriously, all three of these books though teach such great lessons. This next thing is something that I've only recently started incorporating into my routine. I've only been doing this for about a week now, but I have seen such a big difference in my energy levels and my productivity levels, which directly correlates to my confidence, which directly correlates to how pretty I feel, and that is working out. I've been doing Pilates and following it up with cardio. I'll link the videos down below that I've been doing, but seriously, this has made such a big difference. Now let me be very clear with this. You do not have to wear makeup to be pretty, to feel pretty, and that goes for everything in this video. You don't have to do any of this. The whole point of being pretty and having this be a mindset is that it's things that work for you. So something that's worked for me is perfecting my makeup routine. It's been such a game changer to know that I have products that work for my skin, that just make me feel good all the time. It's such a nice relief to be able to go out for the day or go to a party or go to dinner or film, just do anything and know that I'm not oily, that my makeup's not cakey, that it's not gonna crease under my eyes. So this is the makeup routine that helps me feel extra pretty all the time. I'm not gonna bore you with a full extensive skincare routine, mainly because I do think some of these products are interchangeable with other ones. These are just ones that I've been using for the last, I'd say like 6-8 months now that I've really been enjoying. I will mention some standout products though. I'm really sad that I have to tell you this, but a standout product is the Tatcha water cream. Right now I only have this small mini version. I actually bought it with my Sephora points, so I didn't actually pay for this, and I really wanted to hate it. I wanted it to not be good because this is a very expensive moisturizer. The price tag on this is like $100 and something, which I think everyone can agree that is very excessive for a moisturizer, but I understand why it's so expensive. Like, it does such a good job. I've never used anything this good before. I just put some under my eyes, on my face, and it creates this like slick base that just works so well. I'm like absolutely here for it, so I hate to put this on here, but standout product is the Tatcha water cream. Right now, another holy grail product for me are the Fenty Beauty Ease Drops. Right now I'm shade 11, but I know as the summer progresses I'm gonna have to get a darker color, and then when winter comes I'll get a lighter color. But that is how much I love it. Like, I'm not willing to budge on this. It's not too cakey, it's like a little see-through, but it still gives you that coverage that you're looking for. Like, the tiny imperfections aren't gonna be seen through this, but it's still very natural looking. So Fenty Beauty, this is honestly the first Fenty Beauty product that I've ever tried, and I understand the hype. So when my under eyes are baking, I go in with a contour stick. This is a holy grail product for me all the way. I had never used a cream contour before this. And again, just like with the rest of these products, like, I understand the hype. But the main thing that I think has been the biggest change for me is I used to just put the stick directly on my skin and then use the end of it to brush it up. But I found it works way better when I put product directly on this brush and then buff it in that way. So this is the Makeup by Mario Cream Contour, and I have it in the shade medium dark. And the last holy grail product for me is this e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. Now yes, this is one of those products that is interchangeable, but I really want to highlight this one because for years and years and years, again, since I was like 13 years old, I had splurged and invested in the Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil, which goes for like, I don't know how much, like 28 to like 40 bucks. I'm not entirely sure anymore because I haven't bought it in a while. But I was randomly at Target and I just picked this up just to have it, just to try it, and it was only $3. And this works equally as well, if not better, than the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, but for like a fraction of the cost. And that is it for my everyday makeup routine. Yeah, that's it. That's all I do. And last but certainly not least, and arguably maybe one of the most important things for me, is meditation and journaling. I do have to tell you, it really does make a big difference because mentally when I'm clear, physically I feel better. I feel like I can go through my days with more energy. I feel like I'm focused on the right things, you know, being able to practice gratitude and knowing that I have this thing to fall back on, which is the universe, and having trust in it and just having faith and believing is such a big thing for me. And seriously, I did see a big switch in my physical appearance when I started feeling more confident up here and feeling mentally stable. Typically, I do these things right when I wake up. I'll journal about gratitude, kindness, trust, just overall thanking the universe for all it does for me. And then I'll follow up journaling with meditation, and I'll normally do a 10 to 20 minute one depending on how much time I have. The topic of meditation depends on what I need that morning, but I will link down below some of my favorite ones. And there you go. that is all of my tips, tricks, secrets, things I do, all of it. That is how I'm pretty 24/7. I know the journey to self-love and confidence is different for everyone and everyone's on their own timeline. So if this is something that you're still struggling with, if this is something that you have to really fight for every single day and search for within yourself, that is perfectly okay. And I'm wishing you the best of luck on this journey. The biggest advice, biggest tips I can give is just finding things that work for you, finding things that make you feel confident. If journaling and meditating doesn't help you, don't do it. If working out doesn't help you, don't do it. If you feel the most confident and pretty when you're listening to Justin Bieber or, I don't know, Drake, then go do that. Go listen to that music. Just do whatever feels best for you. So these are my tips. If you have any more thoughts, comments, concerns, anything, make sure you leave them down below. I'd love to hear how you feel the most beautiful. And that is gonna be the end of this. So I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. So it's never too long before there's a new upload from me. I thoroughly enjoyed this video and I hope you did too. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye.